As we explore our 2024 trends, the ninth trend, hard to believe we're 9 weeks into the year. Our ninth trend that we're going to talk about is out of sight, out of mind is not a good place to be. I'm Peter Chapman from SKUFood, and we've been sharing our 10 trends for 2024 to help producers and processors in the food industry maximize the resources you have, get the best return on the investment of your time and your energy. So we know that trade shows are back in full force. We know that people are having in-person meetings with retailers. We know that also video conferencing and stuff is still part of the equation. So how do you plan out your interaction with your customers throughout the year? And when we were living in a time when it was only virtual, that was one thing. But now you can't afford to be out of sight because you will be out of mind. So you need to figure out proactively what's the right approach to plan the interaction with your customers throughout the year. So take out your calendar, look and say, perhaps you have one or two industry trade shows a year where you might see that person at the trade show. So perhaps that's in April and maybe there's another one in September. So then when is the best time for you to have an in-person meeting with that customer? Is it early in the year where it's almost too late to plan that now? So perhaps you need to plan it after the first trade show, perhaps in May or June, and do the planning for the second half of the year, something like that. Seasonality impacts it, all kinds of things. But think about where you can have the personal interaction with your customers, and then perhaps you might want to set up a video meeting for the fall sometime, or more frequently than that, depending on how big your business is, how much time you really should command from your customers. And then look for other opportunities. Perhaps you could meet them in a store someday. Perhaps you could see them at an industry event. Maybe there's a golf tournament or something in the summer. But look for those opportunities to plan that interaction with your customers and build the relationship every time. You want to think about it as a long-term ultra marathon. Not that I've ever run an ultra marathon, but I've heard about people who do. And think about it as an ultra marathon, and you just need to keep finding opportunities along the course to meet with that customer throughout the year. But make sure that you're not out of sight, out of mind, because other people will take their attention and get more of the opportunities than you do. So we hope you're having a great 2024 as we get into the year, and that you're starting to see the sales build and you're meeting those expectations for sales and profit within your business, and that you're continuing to execute on all those plans that you have in place.